What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. I hate that I'm making this video, but I am making a video again with the Turmoil knee pads. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Right, in my last video I said I'm done with these Turmoil knee pads. I never want to talk about them ever again. They're causing way too much controversy in the Division community. But I've just watched a video by Dispatch, and I'm going to link it in the comments down below if you want to check it out. Yeah, and it's just kind of made me think about it in a different way, right? Now, single target DPS on them, without a doubt, is absolutely terrible, right? But there's something that happens with certain talents in the game, and it's usually talents that are amplified damage. Now, at the moment, it doesn't look that good, right? This video looks terrible. I've got hardly any striker stacks, and it all just looks a bit naff, right? You can usually clear that section way quicker with like Hunter's Fury or something like that, and that's kind of proving the point with the single target DPS. But let me just kind of show you something now. When you get the advantage of everything being together, like that for instance, look how easy that was. Look how easy they are dying now. That is kind of ridiculous. And there's something going on that I haven't mentioned in any of my other videos that, to be honest, until I watched this video, I had no idea that it was actually happening. And I'm going to go over to District Union Legendary, and I'm just going to do the opening section before I kind of go into the further detail and just kind of give you a little bit more of a gameplay example of what actually is going on.
You've got your objective. Don't let
And I'm not saying that using the Strager, which I've got on now, would be the go-to for this, but there certainly is one talent that is kind of a crazy go-to. And you can just kind of cause all kinds of chaos. Look at this. I cleared that section quicker than I think I've ever cleared it ever before. There is a guy still alive though. I need to watch out for him.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Ow. Maybe I should have my decoy out. Is that it? Oh, they're all dead. And I had no idea. That's how crazy it is. Oh, man. Please don't kill me with your stupid backpack. And I mean, that is insane. I've just run out of ammo because I've been doing other testing, but that is absolutely insane. And you can look at the damage numbers down at the bottom. I was doing some damage numbers in the millions, which is the actual transfer damage. Now, what's going on is that multiplicative talents are technically double dipping, meaning that they're doing more damage on the transfer. So not the single target. Single target damage is still an issue, but you're essentially getting the extra damage on the transfer from the glass cannon. So for instance, you take the half damage value, it's very basic, take the half damage value and then apply full glass cannon to that half damage value. And if you want to check out Dispatch's video, he gives some really good examples where you can see, I can just kind of drag this over very quickly. You can see here He talks about, you know, target damage 100k, damage target recover would be 10%, so that would be expected would be 110, expected transfer damage 110, actual damage transfer you can see there is 121, so the single target damage is less, but the damage transfer is more. But then the transfer damage calculation with damage target over again is the 110k times 1.1, meaning the total damage plus the transfer is 231k. So the damage transfer is way more than the actual, you know, target damage, essentially the one that you're actually shooting at. Therefore, that's why everything's just kind of dying really quickly. And he goes through a whole bunch of other talents that are doing essentially that. For instance, like Spotter's doing it, Opportunistic does it, the Strager mark damage does it, just the mark damage, not the actual, again, target that you're actually shooting. And Brazen does it as well. So that's why I was running the Strager, and that's why I was running Glass Cannon in this build. So the build's nothing special, but it's not horrible either. And I don't think it's the way to run if you're going solo or if you're doing anything like that. I still really think there's a lot of disadvantages, like I've gone over in my previous video. I'm not going to go over them again. I wouldn't run this. If I'm coming to do legendary solo, I wouldn't run this. But, because I feel like the single target damage when you get rushed still isn't enough. But maybe this opens some doors for somebody to find a build that will step above and beyond strikers that potentially could make a single target damage enough, get closer to that kind of million mark to actually make it viable. You know, maybe it's just not been out long enough to kind of get there. It's got to be damage to target out of cover. I did try kind of a high-end build and it didn't perform as well. What did perform really well for me was just using the St. Elmo's engine, because it has the CC built in. It's a great gun. It's got 70 in the mag, which kind of negates that issue when you're single target being rushed. You've got a lot of bullets in your mag, whereas the Strager obviously only has 40, which is quite a disadvantage. But obviously I was taking advantage of the double dipping of the unnerved talent on it. So if I'm in a group and I'm kind of sitting back a little bit, not, you know, I'm not so scared about being rushed, the Strager, you know, as long as you're getting kills, and again, that's kind of counteractive against it. You've only got 10 seconds to get the kills so that you can build the Strager marks up. And if you're not getting kills quick enough, because it's got to be your target that dies to get that kill, right? So if anything's dying from the knee pads and you're not the single target damage there, you don't get the mark. So it's not spreading that good either. It's just the damage that, you know, from the marks is doing the extra work. So there is still some huge disadvantages. But if you're going to run them and you really want to, don't run the glass cannon chest. Don't run the striker's chest for more damage. Run the glass cannon chest. And I know that puts you at a lot of risk, because incoming damage on glass cannon can be really rough. But, you know, take advantage of, you know, this here, the double dip interaction, you know, from Detox, Glass Cannon, Spotter, Opportunistic, the Strager mark damage, maybe Brazen. You know, take advantage of that if you're going to run them, just to kind of buff your single target damage, your multi-mark damage, the off-target damage, let's call it, more, so that then they're not a factor. You've just got to kind of worry about that single target damage a little bit more. And obviously, by using Glass Cannon, my single target damage is a little bit more than if I was running, for instance, I would be running something like this. I'd be running Obliterate that isn't affected and having my damage, you know, halved. Well, Obliterate does less damage than Glass Cannon anyway, so even that half value for that single target damage with Glass Cannon is a little bit more. But you've got to put up with the fact that you're going to take a lot of incoming damage, whereas you don't with Obliterate. But, you know, the plus effect from that is that the off-target damage is going to be is double dipping. You're getting a lot more, so everything around them is dying just that little bit quicker than probably the one that you're actually targeting. So yeah, pretty crazy. This is the build that I would run very quickly. Crit damage, crit chance on the gloves, crit damage, backpack, crit damage, crit chance, The chest is a sacrifice with crit chance, crit damage with perfect glass cannon. The holster, crit damage, and obviously the turmoil knee pads. Swap the gun for the either the Elmo or the Strager, depending on which one you want to run. Like I said, solo, way more luck with the St. Elmo's engine just because of the CC effects and the fact it's got 70 in the mag. That really does help with the bad side of these knee pads. But if you're in a group, you know, and you are killing, the Strager might be the way forward. That 40 mag is just not quite enough, and we've not got enough room in this to build in like some extra mag size or anything like that. We've got to be, you know, huge on damage. You've got to go all out because we are affecting our single target damage a lot. So you have got to go all out. But taking advantage of the double dip from perfect glass cannon, yeah, it's probably the way to go if you're going to run it. You've got to revive hive anyway. It's just, yeah, it's just a little bit crazy how good this can actually be. Right, that's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will, yeah, I won't see you again about these turmoils. That's what he's saying, but I guess we'll see. Bye-bye.